Let's finish this news off, because you don't want to hear news. You want to hear a way to do it. But you need to hear the news before you can do it. This is the Good News Bible. Once you know this, your essence, your scent, your desire to become what you want to become will be very simple. It will be the greatest news that you've heard, and you can use it at any time throughout your existing body life to enhance or change whatever it is you want to experience or find. The hierarchy of you. And this is how it is. Primarily, right now, 100%, 1,000,000,000%, you are pure consciousness. Absolute, undiluted, untarnished, unblemished, untouched, limitless, boundless, transcendental, beautiful, loving, pure consciousness right now. As this pure consciousness, for whatever reason, let's not go into the reason, the purpose, you wanted to experience yourself. You wanted to experience yourself out of your totality, out of your space that you are right now. So this news, there's no separation. So your primary self right now is no separation between the next steps of the journey. You're always umbilically connected to the next steps, and this is 100% fact. And it can never be anything else other than this. For whatever reason you want to experience yourself. But to experience yourself as this totality, you have to give yourself some sort of way to do it. How can I do it? How can I be the creator of a body, a world, forms, emotions, senses? I have to be a really great scientist, a really great biologist. You don't have any hands and you don't have a brain. So you call in your mind, a mind, Mr. Mind, help me out. Universal mind at this point is separate. This mind enshrouds consciousness. Consciousness enshrouds mind, different layers of minds. But you call in a mind that you need, the one mind that you require. I want to be something like a human, let's say, for example. I want to be living. I want to be a living form. So you call in the mind that is capable of making you a living form. So you make, through your mind, your and mind are now merged because you're negotiating and you need to speak to each other and arrange and discuss the type of life you want to live, the type of body you want to have, the type of everything that you want to have. Let's say the mind is the mind of God, okay? Because this God has to be super, super intelligent. This mind now creates what you have as a utensil. All this body is as a utensil, a vessel to experience in. Otherwise, you're going to be floating everywhere, which you already are, you see. You're already floating everywhere, so you want to be stuck somewhere. You want to be stable. I want to be fixed. I want to have a point. I want to have a reference point. My reference point is I. I exist. This body is my physical reference point. Before, as now, right now, as 100% pure consciousness, your total reference point, you see. There's no specific part of you that is more important than any other part. There is no flavor different from any other flavor on your true self that you are right now. So you now have been sucked in, or apparently you feel as if you've been sucked into this little utensil, this little beautiful body that you've got that can do all lots of things, you know. Wow. Yeah. And this body is giving you a purpose. I can do anything with this body. But the mind, to allow you to understand what you are as a body, has programmed itself into the body to say, yes, what you do is how you eat is like this, how you do the toilet is like this, and how you walk is like this, and how you defend yourself is like this, and how you smile is like this. Yeah. So you're not the one smiling. Mind has arranged all these little gadgets within you so that you can experience yourself doing very basic human things. Now, how come? You see, that's all that the intent was, to experience being alive, to experience living, to experience walking, swimming, all these wonderful things, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. Yeah. Knowing all the time that it's temporary. And it's fine, you see, because the one inside is not temporary. You see, the one that appears to be experiencing with no understanding, with no judgment, with no analysis, with no values, with no real purpose or reason, the one that is inside is appearing to experience and experience is experiencing through some sort of extra sense that is beyond or before all these emotional senses were built in and negotiated with mind. Very simple, you see. It's very simple, very similar to the Bible, where God created you as man. Only difference is God is mind and consciousness is already infinite, existing, whatever it is, you know. So you are not here after God, you are here at the same parallel level as God. If there was a beginning, I don't know, you know. There's no one can say God came first, the mind came first, consciousness came first. The two are always here, have always existed. What happens now, you see? What happened? Why are we all seeking now? You see, that's what. So if that's the purpose, if that's all that we're here, why so much problems? Why so much suffering? So why so much pain and having to work and not really enjoy the things that we are here to enjoy? So that's the point where it is it a test? Is mind just playing games? Is mind testing itself to see that it's always aware? Always coming back to the same point of, yes, okay, I did wrong there, but you know what? I'm back and I'm right and everything. So mind could be testing itself. It could be a simple game from mind, saying, I'm going to have fun with this consciousness. I'm going to have fun with this body. I'm going to give so much laughter to myself as God. I'm going to give so much tears as God. So it matters not, you see. It really matters not what all this suffering, this pain, this reason, this purpose, this logical world, this illogical world, this opposing states were born from something. They were born from something. They were born from this fake intelligence. Because the mind and consciousness, when it's negotiated, you and God said 50-50. Yeah? 50-50. We have to remain balanced and content 50-50. Yeah? But when mind comes in and likes how it's behaving, how it's acting, how it's giving the orders, how it's taking the control, it starts to build some sort of superiority over consciousness. So this godly mind starts thinking, I am superior. Hence why it has always been said that God is superior. In the Bible, God came first. God is superior. And all your life you look for this superiority figure. So to follow the superiority figure, you have to follow the right figure. That's mind. You have to follow mind. And mind is constantly now gaining superiority every time something. It's like, if the dog needs a bone, and before the dog was feeding for itself and the owner was feeding itself, and one day the owner gives the dog a bone, and the dog says, I'm going to stop feeding myself. I'm going to just sit here and wait for this owner to give me a bone. And the more bones it gets, the more it wants. And it stops feeding for itself, you see. It stops feeding for itself. I'm not feeding for myself, this owner is going to give me bones. And it's only till the owner passes away or the owner leaves the dog that the dog says, I'm going to have to do something. That's seeking for a human being. You see, we're always looking to mind to find God. Mind is going to show us God. It's going to be great. We'll just sit here and wait for mind to find God. And mind is taking you all over the place, to religion, to everywhere, to the universe, to thoughts of nirvana states, to words like gurus that pass on words through as God. And then suddenly, this idea of God, I don't believe it. All my life, all the time, I've been secretly, deep, profoundly looking for something that is going to really feel connected to. It's gone. You know what? I'm going to have to seek on my own. I can't depend on religion anymore. I can't depend on saints and gurus. I can't depend on anyone telling me how to do it, where it is. Because every time they say this is how to do it, it doesn't work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on my own. Seeking begins, you see. It's like the dog has to go and find its own bone. We got like this through surrendering to this mind. Yeah, we surrender to the mind in a sense of you do it, a lazy surrendering. But now this new surrendering is, no, I'm not surrendering because I think you can do it. I'm surrendering because I can do it myself. I've had enough. I've had enough of you, this mind. Because the mistake we made as humans is this communication of mind began to superiorize and invent words like society, communism, racism, empire, bourgeois, hierarchy. All these words that mean nothing to a single human being, but seem to explain a whole union of people, a whole area of levels of superiority. And these words dominate. Dominate. Law. Obey the law. Who is the law? Where is Mr. Law? I used to know a football player called Dennis Law. Is he the law that we're obeying? No, we're obeying some sort of command from a mind that is now feels so superior that it's lost the plot. So language and words. Hence why, now you know the good news, that you're only that your vessel is a very necessary vessel to turn around and remove all these hierarchical big words, these thoughts, these ideas that God is mind and everything is going to show you the way, because the superior mind is always going to say, I'm going to show you the way. It sent Christ down. And we misinterpreted Christ because Christ was a genuine saint, a genuine conscious being, and pointed to the words as showing you the way, not Christ showing the way. Another external one, they said, when Christ came and was born, and the Jews said, oh no, not another one, But Christ wasn't saying, I can show you the way. He was saying the words, I is the way. The word I is the way. The very simple birth I. That I is the only word worth knowing. It's within your heart. It's not within your head. If it's within your head, remove it. Chop off the head. Get rid of the I. Push the I down. The good news is, mine's not going to show you. No one's going to show you. The speaker's not going to show you. No guru is going to show you. It's all mind-based, you see. You are pure consciousness. You have to rebalance, restructure yourself and remove this mind temporarily by removing language, removing words, and removing thoughts. How to do it? Simply ignore them. Be ignorant, like the sage. Muji says the mastery of the sage was they chose to ignore. Only word worth not ignoring is I. You are the only one, and you are the only I, and you inside can only see yourself through you yourself, pushing yourself, desiring yourself to meet yourself. And the I is the tunnel. The I is the way. Please take these words. No more about what you are. You are 100% consciousness. Mind will show up in many disguises, pretending it is an angel. It's pretending it's Christ. It's pretending it's beautiful. It's pretending it's the universe is opening. You have to completely say no. It's not about that or this or any illusionary imagined experience, thought. Anything that makes your body orgasm is simply another obstruction or obstacle from mind. You have to keep saying, no, I'm still looking at I. I'm still going through I. I is still going through I. I will not leave this earth till I dispose of this I. Till I use this I. Use it, then lose it. Use it and lose it. Every moment focus on I within your core. Don't pretend it's in your head or it's up here or it's a symbol. It is the whole of your bound being. Your bound vessel is being controlled by this I. So be boundless. Take the I out. Once you find it, once you know it, once you realize it, and simply watch it disappear. And mind never leaves. It simply bows, worships, and says, wow, now I'm balanced. Now I can go back and do the things that I'm meant to do. Show this vessel, this utensil, and this beautiful, beautiful, pure consciousness that lies within it. What it's supposed to see. Why it is here. To be inspired by what it created. What consciousness created through the mind of God. What a meeting, what a merging. What a sexual act. Now, before we go, because I don't want you thinking, oh, I'm only space, I'm only consciousness. Without mind, I'm nothing. When consciousness, you yourself called in mind, were you dead? Were you dead? Were you simply unable? Were you simply a blackness, darkness? Were you simply nowhere to be seen? How did you manage to call in Mr. Mind? You don't have the mind that the humans have, or the God has, but you have the ability to know inside that you exist. Before you came into this vessel, before you met this mind, before you called in God, before this body was born. You're not what you think you're going to be once this body goes, death. You are going to return to your pure state. With the knowledge of all of this, if you allow your mind to be balanced, be content like Buddha and see it as it is. Well, an enlightened being doesn't see it any different from another being, but it is enhanced. Everything is alive. Everything speaks to you. Everything says, look, I'm here, when it wants to be looked at. Even the house, the window, across the street. Oh, I never saw you before. You don't say this out loud or they'll lock you up with a key, you know. In the mental home, forever. The mental home is another version of mind trying to stop you being balanced. Everyone is free. You don't have to speak. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's what's the problem, you see. The problem was we had a language. Mind took the superiority, used the language to benefit itself. And if you look at it in a human world, that's exactly how it is. How U.G. Krishnamurti says it is. He says it is. Society is a made-up word to keep you working as slaves, to keep you paying your taxes, to keep you organized, controlled, and structured by some superior force. But you don't go and fight against society and other people, because that's external. You can only solve this by being yourself, by seeing yourself, by knowing yourself, by revealing yourself. And you have to do it within. There's no one out here that's going to say, I can help you. There is no one going to help you. If they're helping you, they're saying, I can help you. If they're really helping you, they're saying, only you can do what you are able to do. You're not trying to destroy mind. You're not trying to be negative. You're not trying to be positive. You're simply trying to find where this I dwells and to seek it out. It may take months, years. It may take one moment. But when you do, the whole world comes alive. You realize that this body is the most important thing in the world for you, because it has given you the freedom that you came into the body to be. You didn't come into the body to be bound. In fact, the body came into you as a telescope from your big eye to look at what's going on and see it as it should be seen, as how you created it. You created all this for yourself, and some superior mind is saying, no, I don't want you to see it. It's all for me, you see. Me is the problem. Remove, through me, I is the way, said Christ. How many times do I have to point it back at you? Be with yourself, love yourself, see yourself. The head is the obstruction. Let the head fight its own fight. You focus on the heart. Everything is born from here. Everything is always here. The present moment is here. Everything is in here. It's not an organ. It is your core being, your core umbilical point where you're still connected to your vessel, this body. I'm speaking to you now, the consciousness. You're still connected to your body. You cannot be disconnected. Even when the body goes, you can pick up another body. But you don't want to do that. That's laziness. Do it now. Find truth now. Find what you are now. You want to hear another being say, it is the most important, the most wonderful, the most majestical thing to know, to realize that you were asleep, you were a fool, you were ignorant, and you were controlled by something that is simply a thought, an imagined mind. You see, it's only God's mind. If you want to call it God's mind, you want to call it universal mind. But the owner of the mind, is there an owner of them? We're not here to discuss that. We're not going backward anymore. We're only going as far as you. Your pure consciousness, living, appearing as a body. And in this body, you are here to actually enjoy and be happy and content and love and be enhanced and be overawed with this majestical world of colors and shapes and life and movement and love. But you are blinded by this mind that appears to be in control of you. But it's not. Nothing can control you. Let it wash away. Let it wash away or go through the eye. The eye will remove it all. One sweep, gone. Nirvana. I'm away. I is away, you see. I am away. I is away. It's not you that's away, you see. People think this dimensional movement into fifth, sixth dimension is a body going somewhere. The body can never go anywhere except beyond this earth. The one inside cannot go anywhere either. The one inside is everywhere, in every dimension. When you shut down the mind, all dimensions are available. All spatial travel, everything is available. You can choose to go or not to go. It matters not. You cannot go anywhere because you're already that. You just keep your attention on I. Anything that comes, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, is like the angel coming. It's another version of mind trying to entice you away from finding your truth. Because mind feels it's going to be unemployed. But it can't. How can you unemploy mind? It's doing this. It's speaking. It's allowing truth to come through. It is happy because it has been rumbled. It has been found. It has been taken aside and scolded by consciousness, by yourself, and saying, don't do that again. Please. Please. Don't pull me over there and over here and promise me the world and say if you do this you'll be a good boy and you'll meet God and all these wonderful stories and narratives that you come up with. It's all bullshit, I don't want any of that. I just want to be here and live as a human being. I want to experience life as a person. But I don't want anything more than my breath and my ability to eat and sleep and to the toilet and walk. And simply love. I want to simply love everything that I come across. Because pure consciousness only knows love. When you're in that state that you love everything, and everything is the same love, you have arrived. You are pure consciousness. You are pure self. Pure spirit. You are 100% pure. It's not saying, I think I love that. You don't know anything except love. You don't know anything outside of love. And that's the good news. The good news is, now you know. Now you know. You hold the truth. You can find the truth when you want to find the truth. And you will become again the truth that you're never ever not. You've just forgot. And namaste. Please take these words and do with them what you want. But always love yourself. Love your body. If it starts at the body, love your body first and then work your way in. I want to find I am. I want to find it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to prove to this popsy guy that I can do it. I'm going to search this I. Every moment. Keep your eyes on I. Keep your heart on I. Keep your senses on I. Keep your attention on I. Where is it? Can it be found? Look for it. Don't stop looking. It is a celestial gem. Through this eye, this door opens. It's gone. Eye's gone. Something still remains. A pure new eye. The consciousness. The whole infinite eye. But this one is I cannot speak about this one.